Hi, my name is Noah Teller, and I am in my 5th year as a PhD candidate in the Botany and Plant Sciences department here at the University of California, Riverside. And I'm just going to show you a little bit about the lath house facility here that we have on campus. When I was running my experiment in this lath house, I tested plants of various different species, both native and invasive, that were found at my field site at Chino Hills State Park. Among these plants, I tested a number of different functional traits, which are physical characteristics that indicate a certain ecological tendency. For instance, plants with very thin but broad leaves are able to capture a lot of sunlight and transfer that into rapid growth. However, they also tend to be less stress tolerant. So I tested various traits in these plants and then designed seed mixes that were then planted out at the field site based on these trait assemblages. So let's head out to Chino Hills State Park and see what the field site looks like several years later. One of the great things about UC Riverside is that it's conveniently located next to a wide variety of different environments. So this field site right here is just under 30 minutes away from campus. And this project is made possible by a grant from the Western Integrated Pest Management Center, as well as a partnership with California State Parks. So here we are at the entrance to Cole Canyon in Chino Hills State Park. This environment is fairly typical of surrounding Riverside. It is intact coastal sage scrub mixed with a little bit of chaparral at the higher elevations. Some of the shrubs we can see on our left and right include Malacothamnus fasciculatus. That's this big tall one primarily on the left, making up that big hedgerow. Really pretty little pink flowers that we'll look at soon. We've got some Encilia farinosa over on the right. Encilia californica, excuse me. It's our bush sunflower. So this site was the site of a fire back in 2017. And in that year, firefighters used a number of bulldozers in order to create fire breaks to prevent the fire from spreading to the highway. Now, we can see the remnants of one coming up here on the left, right there. And there are 5 bulldozer lines that we looked at this particular site. So if we continue on up the road,
like much of the American West Coast, California landscapes are adapted to fire, but specific kinds of fire are important. In coastal sage scrub, periodic, low-intensity, relatively low-temperature fires that are patchy in their burn pattern are really beneficial for the landscape to allow a greater diversity of plant species to survive in the patchy set of environmental conditions that exist after a fire. However, as annual invasive grasses from Europe and other places in the world have moved in and invaded the understory, this is essentially like packing a bunch of newspaper into an otherwise healthy community. And what this does is it makes the fires return more frequently and burn hotter when they do. And so one thing that we're particularly concerned about is that the invasive grasses that are found in the road edge here on the fire road may have been pushed up into the disturbed community by the bulldozers when they made their bulldozer line.
So this project will seek to address these impacts. Chino Hills State Park is just one of a huge number of natural areas that can be found all around UC Riverside. We can go from the coast near Los Angeles to snow-peaked mountains just north of us in the San Bernardino Mountains and Los Angeles Mountains, to transitional coastal sage scrub that you see behind me, and then into both low elevation and high elevation desert back out to the east. It's a really wonderful place to look at all kinds of different ecosystems, and I hope you join us here.